Hello, and welcome back to Anime-chan. My name is Katie, and today we're going to be talking about and watching episode 294 of Fairy Tail, the final season. There's just like too much to say, and at the same time, I feel like I don't want to say anything until I see the next episode. I'm not going to talk a lot. Watch the reaction first, like the video, share your comments, and then listen to my review at the end. Or you can always save your comments for until you hear the review part, but whatever, do it how you want to do it. Enjoy the reaction. Thanks for saying what I was thinking. Agreed. But Laxus can't fight that guy. Oh my god, wow. What the fuck? Fuck. They wouldn't kill anyone. Oh, but he's tiny, right? Oh, grandson. This is not killed. They kill Agil? Agil's not dead. Yeah, thank you. Yes! I love them. I can't believe they were once evil. Who's you? Souma from they're giving everyone like a moment to shine. Yes. Yeah, fuck. Why? Why is it? Oh. So that's where NATSU is. Who's this? Who's this? Is it someone who came recently? Oh. Okay. Where's Kana's dad though? Oh, it's Warrod, I forgot. Oi, oi! But what is it? Has he ever let you down though? Oh, oh, look at them cuties! Oh, oh, I love him so much. He's like a little brother to me. Oh shit. He's vicious. Shit. Fire Dragon King Roar. Oh my god. All of you, run away. What is he taking out? What has his arm got? It's not gonna be that easy, Natsu. ZEREF wants to die though. He created Natsu to kill him, didn't he? He's part of... Because you don't know the truth. Whoa, that's like molten lava fire. He's become exactly what you wanted. My heart hurt so much because if Natsu knew who he was. It's not gonna be that easy. Oh fuck. It's funny because he's a dark wizard and Natsu is a fire dragon slayer and he's white and he's red. Whoa. Whoa. See, he wants to die. Oh, I can't. This is too sad, knowing his past and who they are to each other. I can't be hyped. But that looks so cool! Oh. Anna? Laila? Why Anna? Why Laila? And Natsu? Oh. I think people expected it to be like, you know, there's always these lists, 10 biggest anime fights, and like Bleach has these epic fights, and Fairy Tail has had these epic fights. Oh, look at his, look here. Oh, look, wait, no, look, what? Stop it. Look his little cheek. Oh, he's got a little scar there. Was that always there? Oh. Like, there's not these, I mean, there's always these epic fights, and, I've never watched Naruto or stuff like that, but there's always like these epic fights and these big fights and Dragon Ball Z fights, and I love this so much because Natsu versus ZEREF, everyone expected this, you know, epic fight, and may still break out. We don't know how many fights there are still going to be, but I just love this because the episode was named Natsu versus ZEREF, and we all the fairy tale is so much more about the story of these bonds of friendship and bonds of any like relationships. Like Natsu and ZEREF have this relationship and Natsu isn't even aware of it, and somehow the universe just tied them together. And in this episode, it's so beautiful how someone who can't die might be killed by someone who's dead. Like, it's so poetic. Fuck, it's so beautiful. I can't. I'm going to upload this for this full reaction for patrons, level 2 patrons, and then I'll do my review part for YouTube. But this was magical. I love this story so much. I get like, sometimes I get a little heated and people talk shit about fairy tale because they don't understand it and they don't want to understand it. Usually I'm very chill, like whatever, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I don't care if people don't like it. I just don't like them talking shit about it because they don't understand it. Like, don't talk shit about something you don't understand. So I do get kind of personally offended when someone talks shit about fairy tale. And yeah, I really, really feel like these characters are like family to me. I need a fucking fairy tale tattoo. Like, it's the only way I can fucking represent for my family. I need a big poster, big Natsu poster, a tattoo, and I don't know what else I can do to show my loyalty to this anime. I don't care if people talk shit about it, and I don't care if people say that the writer, someone said the other day, the writer doesn't even say that he didn't know where his story was going or where, like, sometimes while you're writing, you get so close to these characters, you don't really necessarily have some kind of big exciting plot or sometimes you just write because you enjoy creating and you've fallen in love with these characters that you've created and you want to see them persevere. And just the writing of it is enough. And I love that. Where to start with the review? I was on the verge of feeling really hype and really excited for this fight. But at the same time, I just felt so sad for ZEREF and for Natsu, who doesn't even know that it's his family. What I'm thinking about the most is, if ZEREF basically brought Natsu's dead body back to life, put his soul, like revived his soul in his body, and basically made him one of the demons of ZEREF in the book END. When and how did Natsu get separated from ZEREF, and what does Igneel know? And why did ZEREF call out to Anna, Laila, Igneel, and okay, Natsu? It feels like ZEREF knows Igneel. It feels like Laila is Lucy's mother and Lucy and Natsu are somehow previously connected. Who's Anna? I don't know. And please, please, please let ZEREF and Mavis see each other one more time before they move on. Because seriously, if that does not happen, I will riot. I will riot. Okay, the episode was definitely an introduction to whatever is coming. They made us feel like we're going to expect this epic fight. Natsu versus ZEREF. And yeah, sure, we had some epic moments in there. Natsu's power that it's basically Igneel's tenacity. That looks so fucking badass. But we know that ZEREF's final goal is to die. How much of a fight will he really put up? He wants to be killed. So I'm feeling like the fight is just leading to the actual climax. This many shonen anime are basically just story leading to a big fight, story leading to a big fight, and the fights are the climaxes. Whereas with Fairy Tail, what I love so much about it is the fights are not necessarily the climax. Yes, there are epic fights in Fairy Tail, but I feel like that's not its only purpose. It doesn't just want to give us, you know, fight upon fight upon fight. It's actually about the story, and that's what makes this shonen so unique. If you take away all the terrible fillers, you guys know Fairy Tail took a big dive for me in terms of quality because I forced myself to watch the fillers, and it wasn't that enjoyable for me personally. But this season so far has, not just this season, I watched Fairy Tail Zero just before I started this season, and it elevated the whole story so much. It made me realize that this is more than just, like, don't get me wrong, I don't see other shonen anime as just being about the fights. I'm not like dissing DBZ or anything else. I'm just saying the reason I love Fairy Tail so much more is because the fights are not the climax necessarily. There is so much more to it, so much more to look forward to. And I like this season because it kind of it's like it almost let go of all the filler so that I can just focus on giving us the meat of the story. The thing is, this anime has gone on for so long, and there is still so much we could get from the story. I don't want it to push itself to the point where it gets, you know, some anime kind of just goes on for too long and the story lacks because of it. Pretty sure that's not the case with One Piece, so I'm not referring to the longest, well, one of the longest running anime, but a lot of anime that I've watched, maybe not me necessarily, maybe not anime necessarily, but it's definitely the case with series where they just keep pushing the story because it makes them money. And eventually you just want, just stop. It's like Days of Our Lives, where you're just like, no. Now this person who died 5 years ago is now revived and comes back as a ghost and this and that. Like, no. Fairy Tail to me is the opposite of that, because it has so many well fleshed out characters, brilliant characters. There's so many directions it can go. And this episode to me is proof of that, because I have so many questions. It made me want to know the history of Natsu and ZEREF more than I already do. I feel like we've only scratched the surface of it. And then when I think about Natsu's history, I think, like, what about Erza? What about Lucy? What about Gray, Juvia? I want to know more about all of these characters. And I feel like, on one hand, I'm sad because I feel like we're never going to get to know them like we could. And I guess that's why, you know, fan fiction is there for us to, but that's not real. I mean, nothing of this is real, but to me, you know, the original author is the one who has the final say, and it's just, I can read fan fiction, but it's just never, it never feels like the real thing. Even though I used to actually write fan fiction. Yeah, I used to have time for stuff like that. But enough rambling. Let's get to the review parts. How did this episode make me feel? Hurt, yearning for the truth, for kind of like healing for these characters. Like, yes, we want them to fight and blow up and but we also want them to know the truth. I want Natsu to know the truth. I want Lucy to know the truth about her mother, whatever Brandish is hiding from her. It maybe the best emotion is a yearning, like almost a longing. Yeah. So that's how it made me feel. Like, that's the general emotion that was like welling up inside of me. And then my favorite part of the episode, or the part that stood out for me the most, was obviously fucking Natsu's power. That Ignil's tenacity. Like, Why is it in his right arm? Is it just where he concentrated the power or what? But I mean, it literally looked like lava fire. And oh, those roars. It almost felt like a kind of jaguar tiger roar, but bigger because dragon. So I think that whole scene, his whole power that he revealed, that to me stood out a lot. And also just ZEREF's face, it just makes me feel like I want to cry for him. Like, just tell him, and he just, like, I understand, like, how hard must it be to live your whole life and not be able to die and killing everything that you love? Like, you cannot fathom it. So that is what stood out to me the most. Those were my favorite bits in the episode, or the bits that, you know, I am not going to forget quickly. And then I would give this episode a 3 out of 5 happies, because to me it felt like an introduction to everything that's coming. Like, yes, NATSU's moment was epic. ZEREF's face made me feel like I could crumble on the inside, but it felt like an introduction. It felt like something is coming, and I am ready for it. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say for this episode. I literally wish I had not watched this. I wish I had waited for next week and watched the 2 episodes in succession, but, you know, too late for that. So I'm very, very, very much looking forward to next week's episode. I love it, and when an episode makes me feel like I'm already ready for the next episode, that means it was really good, because it did its job. And so often, like, I'm the kind of person, I like watching 1 episode of an anime a week. It doesn't necessarily bother me, usually. But when an episode makes me feel like, oh, I hate that we have to wait another week for the next one, then you know it was good. So thank you guys so much for watching with me again, listening to me talk. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please do not spoil. I will block you. I will. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this last time. I was spoiled on something, and I'll tell you guys when it happens that I knew it was coming. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week for Fairy Tail episode 295. Bye.